When you're in middle school in Gibraltar, there's nothing quite like the rivalry of the inter-school competitions. A chance for the sportsmen and women of tomorrow to test themselves against the other schools in the area today. And so, on Wednesday 14th of March, all the middle schools sent their teams down to the Victoria Stadium to duke it out in a seven-a-side football competition. Bishop Fitzgerald, St Anne's, St Bernard's and St Joseph's had their girls' teams in action in a four-way round robin, while the Hebrew School and Loreto Convent joined the boys' league to make it 6 teams total over there. In a traditionally male-dominated sport, it was great to see the enthusiasm our girls bring to the table, as evidenced by the Bishop Fitzgerald team, even though I did catch them at a bad time.
I'm here with the Bishop Fitzgerald team. You guys just lost 3-2, that was pretty unlucky. But first of all, girls, is football just for boys?
No!
And what would you say to anyone who thinks that it is?
I think football is for everyone because everyone can play whatever they want, no one controls them.
And it's not just enthusiasm they bring. There's plenty of skill on display, a direct result of the increased interest amongst Gibraltar's girls in the sport. And encouragingly enough, it's not just with their schools.
And what do you guys think about football? Do you guys play after school at all?
Yes, I do.
Which of you play after school?
Sometimes. I prefer boys' team.
One man in particular will be pleased with the enthusiasm being shown, Steve Cummings. One of his roles within the GFA is that of head coach of the under-16 girls team, and he sees these events as being vital in the girls' development.
I think having this programme, obviously it's great for the girls to be able to participate, and it's given them more football time, which has obviously been the most important thing all the time, as we've said, is giving the girls the same amount of time as what the boys get. And obviously today there's 3-4 teams turned up, all the girls are out enjoying themselves and playing. So, and that's the main thing. And the good thing is, if you look at this, if you look at the results are all fairly close. There's 2-1s, there's 2-0s. That last game was a 3-2, and it was a really good game. Some good goals as well.
You're in charge of the under-16s and the women's team. Are you hoping that a few of these girls are going to keep the interest up and join these teams in the future?
That is the hope. That is the hope. Obviously we have to battle against other sports, because obviously girls play other sports as well. But obviously with the under-16 development squad, we've already been away last year in Denmark. We come back recently at the end of, or the start of February, we came back from Malta for a UEFA development tournament. And the hope is for these girls to get the same opportunities as what the under-16 girls are having now, and just keeping them in football and giving them the opportunity to be able to play more football in the future. And that's just the main aim what we're trying to do.
Steve was one of several members of the GFA present on the day who were ensuring that everything ran smoothly. As a school event, there were of course also many teachers who were doubling as football coaches. And not only that, the number of spectators at both pitches was testament to the support of Gibraltarian parents. There was as much of a crowd present on the day as there are at some First Division matches. Over to the boys' tournament, and it was goals galore. While the girls' games had all been quite close run, a few of the matches here ran into double figures, although every team here did manage to get on the score sheet, and every team got at least a point. St Joseph's had won the girls' league by this stage. 3 wins from 3 games had made sure of that, but with more teams involved, the boys still had a way to go. A final of sorts organised itself when Bishop Fitzgerald and St Bernard's schools met each other in the penultimate match of the day, with 4 wins apiece under their belts. It was a very competitive match, overly so perhaps. Some hands-on intervention was required at times from the referee, but Bishop Fitzgerald prevailed and walked away winners of the match and of the tournament overall. With the football over, all that remained was a presentation at the end, and Gibraltar's interim national coach, Desi Curry, was on hand to share a few congratulatory words with the kids and to praise everyone who'd been involved in the organisation and the running of the event. The beautiful game continues to be a big attraction for our youngsters. After last week's heroics by the national side against Latvia, there'll no doubt have been a few young faces in the crowd that day with stars in their eyes, hoping to take on the mantle of today's players in the years to come. Plenty of time for growth and continued development under the stewardship of the GFA, but from the looks of things, the future of the sport is in safe hands.